Hey guys, so today the main thing we're going to cover is modding because a lot of people don't get how modding works. That's fine. Ignore the fact that it says I don't have my ports open. Right, so mods. First thing, which I think is funny some people don't get, but hey, can't be helped, is let's pick a mod. Any mod. In fact, a helpful mod. Vitality. People don't really fuse that much. If you can afford to, which I can't, I'm broke at the moment, you want to rank them up as much as possible. And the reason I'm broke at the moment is because I do rank them up. Because the higher the rank, yeah, sure, they cost more, but they're better. And it's still only taking up that one mod slot on your Warframe. And that's where we go to the mod slots. My glasses are giving off a nice reflective tint today. I pushed it too close to my eye. Yeah, so as he's max.
If I may say, operator,
yeah, sure, I've got like 8 mods on. I need to replace the broken ones as well. That's something that I always see on some people, especially newbies. I don't know, they don't understand, but this is to help newbies understand. So the damaged mods, if you get a better version, like the non-damaged version, that's always better. Don't keep those damaged on longer than they have to be on. So another important thing, which some people don't find out till a bit later, is the Oricon reactors, or blue potatoes, and yellow potatoes, golden potatoes maybe, I guess. I call them potatoes. Anyway, so the Oricon reactor is for your weapons. No, this one's not the blue reactor, I was just messed up. I thought I was on a gun for a second. This is the golden reactor, because this is for your Warframe. So it doubles the amount of mod capacity you have. So you see here, it says 4 of 30. It would go to 4 of 60. Or well, it would technically go to 34 of 60, and then I'd be able to rank these up even more. And I don't have an aura slot on this one either, do I? But that's another thing. Once you get an aura, they come from alerts. Keep an eye out for one of them. You can put it into this slot here, and it will give you even more capacity. So yeah, you have it for that, and then let's go on upgrade on this. So if you did it on this one, it would go to 38. But then as you ranked it up, it would still go up. So you'd get up to 60 at total. Another thing to pay a lot of attention to with that is because you've got your polarization, which
I run diagnostic regression.
I go back onto this because he's maxed, so I should have really stayed on him. It still doesn't say you need a farmer to do so. It didn't say that bit, and that gives you a polarization. So like these two are polarized, so they cost half of what they're meant to. So that's meant to cost 2, and that's meant to cost 8 apparently. Rush is expensive. Yep, 8. And obviously, if I had a better V, I'd put it in there because that's a cheap one. You want your most expensive ones in them. But if it's the wrong polarity, I think it adds extra half. It used to double it, but I think it's only half of it again now. So don't put them in the wrong polarities. Have I got... Right, I'll just try and show you here. Yeah, see, it's half again. Whereas that's just half the price. So it's always worth getting the right polarity. So as I was saying before I kind of got sidetracked by the way polarities work, once you do that, it resets your rank back down to 1 on your Warframe, or on your weapon that you've done it. So you need to rank it back up again. So, but that does not get rid of your potato on it. Your potato stays on all that time. So where we left off yesterday was we were going to run, the exterminate. Exterminate? It's not exterminate, it's the Iliad. See, I haven't run it because it's still got the blue fleshy dot. You can do it solo, it's the sergeant. I can do most of them solo, but with like the build that I've got on here, not so much. But that is one thing which, it's a shame, it needs to be more clarified. I mean, I know there's loads of videos out there that teach you how to mod, but they don't actually teach you how to mod. They just go, here's a build. Here's the build for this, here's the build for that. there's not. I mean, there is some out there that say, here's how it works.
Find them and take them out.
Right. I'm only here for the VIP, so I don't really need to fight everything else. That's one of the things I get. Don't get me wrong. Play the game how you want to play, but play the objective. Now in an assassination, you can go along killing everything. That's fine. But say you're doing a defense, stick around the defense objective. Make sure it doesn't die. Say you're doing a mobile defense, move to each objective. If someone hasn't picked up the console, the carry thing, pick it up and carry it. Don't be that guy. And you know, the guy that goes to the objective is like, when you guys pick it up, it's like, well, you should have picked it up. There's no reason you couldn't have whilst you were going past. If you're playing interception, do the interception. Don't run around killing things. Pick a point if you're playing public with a group of people, and stick to it, and make sure it stays under Tenno control, not under enemy control. And of course, they're a Mastery Rank 11. Which weapon were they using there? Oh, Vectis, no wonder. The Vectis Prime is like... It's a great sniper. The Lancer is technically better, but I prefer the...
They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
I prefer the Vectis because its fire rate's much faster. Because you don't have to charge each shot.
Us anymore. Let's get out of here.
But that's another thing, because you see all these weapon metas. Like, this is the best weapon, and that's the best weapon. It doesn't matter. Find a weapon that you think looks nice, or you like the way that it works. For example, I like the Pandera, I think it's called. I'll have to double check, I'm sure, something like that. Because of the way that it works, and it looks quite nice. So if we go to the market, the Pandera. Yeah, sorry about the feedback on my mic, it's not very good quality. Yeah, the Pandero. So close. It's Mastery rank locked, but I really do like that weapon. I like the way it works, and it's got different fire modes. So you've got your normal, and I think that's the normal, and then semis. I don't know which way around it is, but you've got your normal and your alt fire. Your normal is a one shot, and then your alt fire is actually rapid burst fire, which has quite a bit of kick. So how come that's under panned? Panned. Ah, expanded. That's why. So that's probably my favourite secondary at this time. And my favourite primary would be the Opticore, really, because I've always liked the Opticore. I like the Vectis as a sniper, but I prefer the Opticore as a weapon. Yes, it's got that charge time, but it's just that big, friendly laser. And I changed the word I was going to say there, because this is a friendly channel. Right, so we've done that, so that unlocks the junction. But yeah, that's another thing that's never really explained. If you hover over these junctions, it gives you the list along there, that side, of what you need to do to be able to complete the junction. It's fairly obvious, but some people don't notice this. So, you know, I'm covering things that some people don't notice.
Intelligence profiles of the Grenier.
So you just go through doing them all. If there's something that you're not so sure about, don't be afraid to go into regional chat and just ask. So, say you didn't know how to refine a void relic. It's pretty easy, but if you didn't know, just ask. Everything else on there is pretty obvious. Assassinates and kill. I mean, it's all pretty obvious. So, mentioning refining relics, all you need to do is you go to here, which you should have already put in by that point, and then you just select any. I've selected that one. And then you need enough void, can't remember what they're called now. Pro me. totally pro. But anyway, you need enough of that stuff to do each one. Radiant's the best for getting your golden rewards. What I'd recommend is like, because obviously I don't have enough. If you don't have enough, all you do, and I just kind of went from one sentence to another, but I do that. You're gonna have to get used to it if you're gonna watch my videos. You go to this one, the nice little flamey symbol, and you just look for something that you can do. That one's locked because I haven't got to the map node. Those two are locked. So capture, which is a bit higher level, mobile defense or spy. So I'd go for the capture because that's a faster mission to get your reactant to unlock the void. I still can't remember what they're called. It's gonna bug me. I could just run a mission, but anyway. So we are going to continue. Really, I should have restarted a character to do it right from the beginning. But the amount of people that have been like doing so many restarts on Twitch, and I've been doing so many restarts on Twitch when I was doing the Twitch drops, it's just so boring. I can't stand the intro anymore. It's a great intro, first time through, or maybe second time through, it's third time, but it just drains quickly. Right, can I cheat? Yes, I can. I'm not in your home, am I? Now, for those of you who don't know, I explained it in my last video, but Vault's passive, the number in the top right, which is going up, it's going to stop at 1,000. Yeah, there. That is basically my next bullet, or combat attack, or power, is going to add 1,000 electric damage to it. So I'm going to use it in the power. So I'm just going to go bam. Unfortunately, that's not went to plan. Apparently, it's quite tough. Yeah, I'm not surprised that happened. I misjudged how powerful he is. Let's do this a bit more sensible. That's Trinity. As long as I can keep it stumbling, I'm going to be alright. Actually, speaking of which, I never mentioned my my favourite melee weapon. But that is a hard choice. Because I do like the Zenistar. Because it's a Zenistar. So you basically throw out a disc. It's a pretty safe area because it'll kill most things in the disc. And the other choices, I would have to go with the Atarax. I do like that whip, it's a nice whip. But the one that I use mainly is the Orthus Prime, but that's because I'm back from the time when the Orthus Prime was the best weapon. I was part of the meta. Warframes as well. And I keep going, sorry about that, it's just apparently what I'm doing. So the next thing, that didn't give me a quest. I've got 2 quests to work through. I should probably work through. One's Howl of Kubro, so I can't do that one until I unlock the Void and get like 1,000,000,001 cash. Jupiter Junction is where it's recommending me to go. I don't want to do Sire's Vigil yet, so yeah. Just go into the next mission. As I was saying, the Warframes, because my favourite is Trinity. Because I'm that guy that used to heal everyone and everything when I used to play when I first started. And I still like filling that role. But I use pretty much every Warframe. I don't stick to one. I bounce around what I think's best for the mission. or if I'm going against the Eidolons, I like to use my Harrow because he has the immortality for the stages once you've blown off one of its kneecaps or elbow caps, because there's a cap there, right? It's just bone, I know. I'm so tempted to say shoulder when I pointed at my elbow, just see if anyone
There is a large
noticed.
platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave
Yeah,
no one standing.
I'm saying there again.
Tenor, I am detecting a synthesis target.
I didn't,
Use
oh
the
yeah, I do have a
synthesis
synthesis.
scanner
Okay.
to track the creature.
Yes, because Harrow can go immortal for make everyone in your party immortal for that burst. Most people are getting used to it now. I've not seen anyone actually go down to it, so I don't think I really need my Harrow on anymore. But I used to have my Harrow on because people didn't know that you had to avoid the burst, even though the guy warned you. But that's stuff that you won't see on this series until I get my Tenno form, which will take a while. I'm trying to keep these videos to about 20 minutes, so they're not too boring, because I know they're boring. I know I'm a boring person. But then why are you making videos? Because I have spare time. And I am quite knowledgeable, I like to think, on Warframe. For example, Odo used to be one of the Oregon, and it was his sentence for trying to murder the Oregon Council. He was stripped of his body, his memories were erased, and he was made into a Cephalon. Basically. People may want to correct me if I made some small mistakes with that, but that's the basic gist of what happened to him. It's been a while since I read the lore. I need to read it because there's some pretty cool lore in there. But one thing that I need to emphasise, yes, I just went through my favourite weapons and my favourite Warframe, but play what suits you. Don't go with the meta. Like, sure, that there'll be times where you need the strongest gun to do this or that, or people will say, oh, you need this frame. If you're doing certain activities which you're going to struggle with, fair enough, taking in the better stuff. But at the end of the day, it's your character, you're the one that's playing. Go with what you find is most comfortable for you, what you find more fun. But please play the objective. That's all I ask. Take whatever you want, within reason, don't be silly. Like, oh, I'm going on a level 50 mission, I'll take all unranked gear. I do that for shiggles sometimes, but I don't do it in public. I said again. There's going to be a lot of this throughout the whole thing, isn't there? Throughout the whole series, me complaining about me going, what I recommend is just having fun. At the end of the day, that's all that you can ask for, really. People have fun. And small lag spike. The only issue is with this series,
I am detecting a crossing.
because I'm only doing 20 minutes at a time, I'm not getting very far through the campaigns stuff. I mean, I could do longer, but I feel like 20 minutes is the right amount of time, and it's a prosecutor, awesome. Even my melee doesn't do anything, really. Right, so that's basically the way we're going to have to do this. This is fun. This is not how you actually meant to kill a prosecutor. I'll just press the right button. Probably going to run out of ammo before I can actually kill this guy. Now I've got to put my concentration face on. Yeah, he's on like half health. I should be using my lasso, that says, isn't it? Or maybe I just got one lucky shot. when he's not actually attacking. I don't know what electrocuted him, I'll be honest. I don't know why he got electrocuted that time, but I can't complain. I have an issue here of like armoured enemies being too armoured. This is usually the point where you'd give up on killing this guy, but I'm stubborn. Well, at this point you wouldn't give up, he's so close. But like at the beginning.
Watch out for more.
Kill these guys. Oh yeah, one other thing is, that's nice to do, is if you have a codec scanner, like I do, or a synthesis scanner, is if you scan enemies, it'll give you a little bit of lore behind each one, and if you go to Cephalon's Cimerus, like at the left of his room and at the back, there's actually synthesis targets you can get, which are like 20 scans per one. But once you've got all 20 scans, you get a nice bit of lore to read through,
Time to break in.
which is always nice. But there were more prosecutors there, I was like, seriously, it's just one of these. I know I've just been talking loads and then I've like got to now and it's just like concentrate, but you know, I'm trying to get through the mission as quickly as possible because that is one of the main things on this game. Speed running, hacking as well, that's a good thing to talk about
Override complete. Move
because
on.
as you just saw, I did that really easy. I understand some people struggle with them, but there's a way around if you struggle with it. It's a bit more costly, yes, because it's free to just get good at them. But obviously you can't just get good at them, you need practice. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that. But you can buy cipher blueprints in the market, and they will automatically unlock it. They don't work in the sorties, unfortunately, but I mean, it makes sense, because then you have to basically be good at hacking. Now the Grenadier one, I reckon anyone can really do. It's not hard to suss out how the Grenadier hacks work. And I'm pretty sure there isn't a timer on the Grenadier ones. The Corpus, in my opinion, are really easy, but that's because, well, I was playing the game from its inception, so I just get how it works.
That's it. It will be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can
While she's not
synthesize it
moving.
for me. Your hunt is
So, yeah.
finished.
There you go, that's how you do a synthesis target. Honest, usually they're running around, but you just put a trap up if needs be. Okay, you've got a shield. Your feet are exposed. I feel like I was talking about something else. And I died because I'm useless. That's something I need to do. Operation Plague Star, get that sacrifice before it disappears, possibly. I mean, I don't know if it does disappear. So yeah. Lost my trail of thought. Pro content this. So yeah, this one's going to be a bit longer than 20 minutes. Because of this mission. I like to finish a mission if I'm in it. Because I don't like people who end their videos halfway through the mission just because of time limits.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Comment in the description if you want to see basically me discuss something in depth, because I know quite, not to toot my own horn, but I do know a lot about Warframe universe, and if I don't know, I'll gladly look it up because it's a very interesting universe. Obviously it's based on our universe just in the future, but still, it's just a cool game universe. So even if you just want to discuss it, just hit me up. If you want to go on about things that people have hypothesized, do it. Just go to town. I will see you guys tomorrow. Adios.